My name is Christine Miller, and I am just recently retired from the University of Minnesota School of Nursing, where I was a professor. And the day after I retired, I moved here. So I didn't have much time to think about retirement. I just focused on moving. I lived in my home for 31 years, so I moved to Minnesota 31 years ago, and the home that I bought at that time is where I've lived until I moved here. And why did I think it was a good decision to move out of my home of 31 years? Mainly because there is a lot of maintenance you have to do when you have a home, and a lot of upkeep and lawn care and so forth. And I also knew that when I retired, my work community would no longer be my community, and I was looking for a new community. So the cooperative seemed like a really good solution for what I was going to be looking for after I retired. So it's true that most people don't know what a cooperative is, and neither did I. I think that first meeting that I had to learn about the American Cooperative was where I began to understand more about a cooperative. And of course, there's always Google to help you out. So I did that also. But I think I explained to people that where I'm living is in a condominium building, and I have a condominium, and it's called a cooperative, and it's pretty similar to having an HOA fee. But the main thing is that those of us who live here, we make the decisions about maintenance and repairs and rules and policies. And because we are in charge of things and we're in charge of the building, we have a lot of dedication to keeping this building as good as it can be. So the maintenance-free living is, first of all, so freeing. It's so nice to know that when something is not working right, I'll put in a work order and it'll get attended to. So the shared ownership, I think, is still kind of new to most of us because most of us have only lived here a couple months. I believe the shared ownership is the strength of that model, is that we all care about this place. And it's not like an apartment where, you don't really own anything, and you're not really responsible for anything. Whereas in a cooperative, you're really responsible for the upkeep of this building and its future, so that, someday when I move out, I want somebody to be able to move in. And keeping this building as pristine as possible is important. I don't think anything really surprised me about co-op life. I imagined that it would be a place where there would be community, and I absolutely have found that. I think the people who all moved in, we really enjoy each other. It's an eclectic group of people, as you would imagine, from all parts of life and occupations and experiences and hobbies and expertise and knowledge. So it's been really fun to get to know people. And that's what I've enjoyed the most so far about being in this building. Well, my social life changed because I'm not working anymore. And so that's a big piece. What I thought about when I was getting ready to move here is that I wanted to fully participate in everything that was happening, or as most things that were happening that would evolve with this building. So the first thing that evolved was happy hour on Fridays. And that was really fun because we just all got to have been getting to know each other through that. And then there have been other things that have evolved, like mahjong on Mondays and coffee and crafts on Wednesdays. And once a month, we have fika, which is, a gathering of the full community. And we usually have a topic that we have a presentation about and talk about. There's a book club. So those things are just organically evolving. There's many ways to get involved, and it's really up to people if they want to or not. And what I've noticed with this community is most people want to get involved and engaged. So I can imagine someone could be hesitant about leaving their home, downsizing, coming to a place like this. But I tell everybody who's asked me, I said it was the best decision I ever made. As we get to this point in our lives, there's a lot of stuff we've accumulated, and the stuff is probably time to part with it. So if you haven't used something for a while, you're probably not going to use it in the future. It's time to say goodbye. And I found that, and I'm not a saver, so it probably was easier for me to downsize. So I downsized quite a bit. Words of wisdom are, if you think you've downsized, downsize some more, because when you move into perhaps a smaller place, there's not endless storage for things that you would bring. I mean, at the end of the day, it's everyone's own decision about what they're going to do. But for me, I do not regret it. Well, as I said earlier, it's really about the people who live here. It's complemented in that I have new friends and I'm making new friends, getting involved in new things because now I have time to do that. And, kind of back to the stress-free, worry-free life. It's so nice not to worry about the lawn or the roof or the gutters or the snow, anything like that. That is quite a compliment to my life. Community, stress-free living, we'll just call that a hyphenated word, and fun. I think the favorite amenity that most people would say is this building has a rooftop terrace, and that's pretty spectacular and awesome. But I think the amenities of the community room and the club room and the exercise room are just wonderful. We really use them a lot. The deciding factor to choose this building was this. It was brand new. And I love the idea that I was going to move into a brand new space to live. I never lived in a brand new house. So that was pretty exciting. And being able to, decorate it and to make decisions about, how I wanted it to be. I did not want to move into a place where everybody had already been moved in and had formed their community. And then I would need to try to become part of that community. And while I know many people do that, it just seemed better for me to move into a place where we were all brand new to the place. And we were forming our community from the very beginning. So that was important because I did look at places that had already been established, and this seems like the best fit for me. Yeah, they were, because I kept talking about it all the time. And to the point, now I'm having to invite him over and show what I was talking about the whole time. I have one daughter. We haven't talked about it. My guess is she's secretly happy that she doesn't have to clean out my house of 31 years. That I've got a lot of stuff sort of in order and in place. So it's going to be easier for her when she may have to take care of my belongings and my living place. Do it. Move into a co-op. I would say absolutely do it. And even if it's one that's established or one that's being built, you have your own place. You can choose to stay in your own place and engage with the rest of the people who live here as you please. It's all up to you. There are no rules about that. You have a community where we all have a central purpose, and that is we want to keep our place of living in good shape, and we want to keep our community happy and healthy. I did worry about how I was going to feel when I left my home of 31 years. But because I'd been thinking, I had it was a 3-year decision for me from the time I committed to the time I actually moved in. About 3 years went by. So I had a lot of time to think about it, a lot of time to work on downsizing. So when I walked into the place the first time we were actually allowed to walk in and see it, I went, oh my goodness, this place is so small. What am I going to do? Nothing I'm going to bring is going to fit, even though I had measured and measured and measured. It just had that feel with no furniture. It seemed really small. But when the furniture and all the belongings got in and all the cabinets were filled, everything fit. And I would say it felt like home maybe 2 or 3 days. The first night I felt like I was sleeping in a hotel. But beyond that, it felt like home after that. It really did. And I don't miss my home, really, which I'm kind of surprised by.